David Coote has been suspended by the Premier League following his comments in a video surfaced in the public domain towards former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp. Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to another video. Yes, today's video is going to centre around the big breaking news story of Premier League referee David Coote being suspended from his role in his position after a video has surfaced online of his comments towards Liverpool Football Club and former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp. It's an incredible video. I implore you, if you haven't already seen it, where the hell have you been? Go online, go on social media. It's doing the rounds on there. Find the video, watch it, and then let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling down below in that comment section about the video. Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it. That'll make for a great and interesting reading, I'm sure, from you guys on this incredible news story, on that incredible video that is doing the rounds. And also, whilst you're there, you may as well hit the like button and also subscribe if you're new. Both things always and forever be greatly appreciated. But then without further ado, now that that's out of the way and done with, let's talk this big breaking news story of David Coote being suspended from his role as a Premier League referee, pending investigation into his comments made towards manager Jurgen Klopp. It's an embarrassing day for both David Coote and for the PGMOL. We will talk more about why it's embarrassing more so for PGMOL a little later. But for David Coote, it's an embarrassing day. It's a video that has surfaced online in which his comments towards former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp are made crystal clear. Now, I will say, as a Liverpool fan, I know for a fact that Jurgen Klopp does not like David Coote. A number of times down the years, he has called out David Coote in interviews. He's called out David Coote in post-match interviews and pre-match interviews and all sorts of press conferences and things of that nature. He does not like David Coote, never has, and never will. And he never will now that obviously he's made his feelings mutual as well. So I know for a fact that Klopp does not like him, and now I know for a fact that David Coote does not like Jurgen Klopp. If you haven't seen the video, it's absolutely incredible. David Coote is sat there with a friend of his. I'm not sure if the friend is meant to be like famous or anything. I don't know who the friend is, but the friend is basically holding a phone. He's recording, and he's asking him questions in regards to Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp. Now, David Coote goes on to mention a game between Liverpool and Burnley during lockdown. So this video took place anywhere from that point in time to obviously towards the end of last season, where obviously Jurgen Klopp ended his reign as Liverpool manager. In the video, he initially asks David Coote what he thought about the Liverpool performance he recently fourth officialed in. He claimed that Liverpool were, and I quote, shit. He then goes on to ask about his opinion of Jurgen Klopp. David Coote goes on to call Jurgen Klopp a "see you next Tuesday." He goes on to rant about how Jurgen Klopp didn't like him, never respected him, talked about him a number of times, ranted and raved about him, allegedly lied about him in the media as well. And then, in incredible circumstances, goes on to be extremely xenophobic by bringing his nationality into it, because he goes on to call him a German. See you next Tuesday. C-U-N-T. Now, to call someone just by the C-U-N-T name happens fairly regularly. And I'm not saying that these referees can't have a personal life. I'm not saying these referees can't hold their own beliefs, their own thoughts, their own opinions on someone. But when you're in the kind of role you're in, when you're meant to be as impartial as you possibly can be in a position of authority, in a position of officiating, in a position of power like what a referee is in the game, when you hold those beliefs and when it is surfaced into the public domain, because we've all had theories that referees carry these beliefs into certain games. Liverpool fans have had it with David Coote. Certain Chelsea fans have had it with Anthony Taylor. We've all had it as different fan bases with different referees that we believe that they hold certain levels of hatred towards certain clubs. And when it gets surfaced in the public domain, that's when those beliefs and those thoughts and opinions now hold a lot of water. It makes the integrity of the game get called into question. It makes everything get called into question because Liverpool fans have already started to do it. We've already started to look back on times where David Coote cost us certain games that could have obviously swayed and turned the tide of a title race or of anything like that. We've already started looking back. Jordan Pickford's foul on Virgil van Dijk that ruled him out for the majority of the season went unpunished. David Coote was officiating that day. Sadio Mane, his goal in, I believe, the same game, was ruled offside when it didn't really look offside. Martin Odegaard's handball last season between Arsenal and Liverpool, not given as a penalty. David Coote was officiating. So already Liverpool fans are on this trail because why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be going back, calling into question and looking at, well, if he held these beliefs, no wonder why we didn't get that penalty. No wonder why we didn't get that goal. And it will be the same for any other fan base. Every other fan base will be doing this. Look at Arsenal this season. They've been on this hatred of officiating, officials, referees, PGMOL, VAR, everything like that. They've been on this hatred all season. And now that this has surfaced and this has come out the way it has done, we now know. I mean, there is the argument to suggest it could just be this one guy. But it's very unlikely. It's very unlikely. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that this isn't the only man, this isn't the only referee in general, man or woman, to obviously go out onto a football pitch and hold certain beliefs and opinions that may blind him a little bit to certain decision making and certain biases. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that. And that's why the integrity of the game has been called into question. The fact that obviously he brought his nationality into it, it's just horrible, it's just horrific. And what was actually quite funny in a way was that a second video was released in which he says, let's be clear, this video can't go anywhere. It can't obviously be put out there. And the guy who's recording goes, yeah, that's right. We don't want to ruin his career. We don't want this to go out into the public. Why are you recording it? Who are you recording it for? That's my question there. Who are you recording that video for? And why are you recording it in the first place? And saying those things that obviously potentially can harm your career. It makes no sense. And it's the dumbest form of stupidity. If anything, he should just get done for stupidity because it's the most stupidest thing you can do by doing that. Saying those kinds of thoughts, putting it on a recording and then going, yeah, we obviously can't release this. This can't come out. It's absolutely stupid in my opinion and absolutely crazy that he did that in the first place. But obviously, let's not get too distracted from the main topic. The main topic is that obviously he held certain opinions of the Liverpool manager. He actually goes on to say that he actually likes James Milner and he gets along with James Milner, which I think everybody in football does, to be honest. He seems to have that kind of character about him. But yeah, he said that he didn't like James Milner. He holds a photo of him standing near James Milner with a mask on. And the mask during lockdown, next to James Milner and next to Jurgen Klopp, so obviously showing that he officiated a game there. It was just such a bizarre video to come out. Such a bizarre video, and like I say, it calls everything into question now. It really, really does. It calls into question what these referees really have going on in their heads when they officiate a game. Do they have affiliation with any of the two teams? Do they have any affiliation with any of the people associated with them teams? I'm not saying you can't obviously build relationships, you can't build friendship, you can't build them kind of things, and you can't have your own personal lives, but at the same time, you're meant to obviously be as impartial as possible. You're meant to be as neutral as possible in these situations, and you're not meant to let your personal beliefs or your opinions sway your decision making. But obviously this guy seemingly has. He seemingly has. Now there's obviously going to be there's no clear evidence to suggest he did. There's no evidence to suggest that he may have left his personal biases aside and just said, let me try and officiate this game in as fair a way as possible. And let's face it, it'll be hard to tell because the consistency of referees is actually extremely inconsistent. So there's no way of telling whether or not he is just a bad referee or he is a referee who was just very inconsistent. Unfortunately, the standard is on the floor right now. But it leaves the question open, what do we do? Now, the possibility of this, in my opinion, possibly being swept under the rug is a potential. It's a potential outcome. Obviously, he can't officiate any Liverpool game again, regardless of whether Jurgen Klopp is there or not. It seems like he not only disliked Klopp, but he also disliked the club as well, having an opinion on, or clearly stating his opinion on the club as well. It seems like he can't officiate a Liverpool game again. I don't think he can obviously officiate another Premier League game again because it could have implications on Liverpool as well. And above all, of course, he was xenophobic. So he can't officiate again, surely. But in my opinion, it will get swept under the rug. I think it'll either get swept under the rug and then he will be demoted to maybe Championship or maybe League One or League Two or something. I don't know. I don't. Obviously, it will be harsh for it to be like, no, you're done, you're gone. See you later, bye bye. You're gone. You're gonna have to go to, if you want to continue refereeing, you're gonna have to go to a different league in another country. Because I personally believe everyone deserves a second chance. But at the same time, if he holds these beliefs and opinions, he can't obviously manage in the Premier League again. Can't obviously manage another Liverpool game again. He's going to have to go abroad. He'll have to go down levels in the English footballing pyramid. And that obviously leaves a question of, what do we do about our own referees? Do other referees hold these kinds of opinions and beliefs? If so, what do we need to do? Do we need to start employing foreign referees to obviously come over and referee our games? Do we need to start, I don't know, maybe looking at lower level referees and bringing them on? I don't know. I don't personally know what the answer is here, because I'm willing to go out on a limb and say he's not the only one who feels this way. Not just solely about Liverpool, but about his certain opinions and his certain beliefs that he holds and his certain likes and dislikes. I'm willing to say that it's not the only referee that feels that way, and there are other referees that do as well. And again, it's calling the integrity into the game. And for all of those that have been shouting over the years that these referees have to have their integrity questioned and that there's an agenda against them, Arsenal have been doing it a lot this season. Liverpool have done it a lot these past few seasons. Other teams and other clubs have done it as well. Wolves last season, Nottingham Forest as well. Remember the statement that Forest put out, and obviously the hiring of Mark Clattenburg to be the kind of role that they've made up to give him that role to obviously further examine and to kind of translate the decisions on the pitch to obviously the Forest players and the Forest manager and everything. All of those people that have made statements to the PGMOL, all of those clubs, all of those officials at clubs that have written statements to the PGMOL, all need to be apologised to. They seriously do. Because the way that the mainstream media absolutely ridiculed them for even believing that there was an agenda and it wasn't just down to human error is incredible. Is absolutely incredible. And again, there's no real evidence to suggest whether it was or not, but at the same time, now that this has come out, it's opened up a whole can of worms and it's given more belief to those opinions, given more water for those opinions to be held down, that referees do hold agendas. It's sad, it's horrible, but at the same time, I doubt a lot of people are actually going to be surprised by that. And really, we need more comment and clarification on this. PGMOL have already refused to comment until any further investigations taken place. But I'm mainly talking about Sky. I'm mainly talking about TalkSport. I'm mainly talking about these big platforms, the mainstream media. I'm mainly talking about them. The likes of your Dermot Gallagher's and your Mike Deans that go on Sky Sports every single week and talk about the decisions that these guys make and say, well, it's not a free kick, it's not a penalty, it's not a red card, until the referee decides to give it the opposite direction and then goes, yeah, actually that was a very good call from the referee. We need comments from them. We need clarification from them. And we also need apologies to the likes of Liverpool, to the likes of Arsenal, to the likes of Wolves and Nottingham Forest, who have all suffered in these past years. And obviously there are a lot more clubs that have also suffered as well. But to the clubs that have suffered these past few years with these kinds of decisions, these kinds of seemingly agendas against them, and the way that obviously they've gone about their business has been ridiculed by the mainstream media. They need to be apologised to ASAP. But those are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of this big news story today buzzing around the world of football that David Coote has been sacked from his position as a referee in the Premier League following his comments made towards former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp? Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what you thought, what your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings are down below in that comment section. Use and abuse that section, people, and talk to me on this. Would make for very interesting reading, I'm sure. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoy the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and forever greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. Thank you all for your continued and brand new support. It is very much appreciated by me and very awesome as well. So thank you very much indeed. And I will see you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.